Just to remind the listeners, you're listening to Talkingbowls Radio. This is Mel Evans. We're talking to the new Midland Masters winner, Steve Pratt. Still to join us later in the programme, Gary Ellis, who will be our final guest of the night. Turning attention to the Midland Masters, biggest win of your career, would you say, Steve?
Yeah, definitely, Mel. Yeah, biggest win, and biggest win for the year as well. It's the first one I've won this year, but yeah, superb. I was over the moon to have won it. I know going into it, people knew I played there, years gone by as a junior and as I grew up through the game and taught by my dad, but to go out and still do it, knowing that you're probably the favourite, and to do it on the greens and the condition they were on the day as well, it was, you could quite have easily have been knocked out along the way, easily. It wasn't easy. And in that heat as well, to concentrate as hard as you had to, it certainly took it out of me by the end of the day. Fortunately, we managed to get it finished just before the darkness fell upon us.
I mean, you just mentioned your dad, of course. I mean, another thing, your created history, following your father's footsteps. Rowley, you won it 91.
91, that's right. 18 years on.
Your whole family's got to be proud of that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and they all are, supported well by my mum, of course, number one card marker, as I always say. My dad was, he thought it was something special. I could tell when we shook hands, and could see how much it meant to him to see me, lift it. And when he was playing that day in 1991, I was actually playing football, somewhere. I saw the start of the day, I went off playing football and I came back, and but I was there for the final to see him play Steve Bennett in the final that day, and I think he won 21-14. I think he did. There's something in my mind tells me he won 21-14. But so, but yeah, for me to have emulated him, that's something I've always wanted to do. Emulating, on the crown green scene. I've always looked up to him and what he's taught me. And if I can go better than him, then I won't be doing so bad.
I think it's nice as well, Steve, for you only to win something big for you, and I can very much liken to this with what I've won in the ladies' game, but it's also nice to do it for your family, particularly parents who have brought you into the game.
That's right.
and they've sent every bowl along with you.
Supported you all the way.
That's right. I mean, you mentioned your mum. You don't go anywhere without seeing Rose there.
That's
she's
right,
a great supporter. So it's I think it's lovely. For you to win that cap as well, but equally it's lovely to see the pride on their faces.
That's right, yeah, you're right, yeah. I mean, I remember when I first started playing bowls, my mum, my dad would be playing somewhere else on the night, but my mum was taking me in the car at 15, 16 to play whichever venue or league game I was playing at, and so, yeah, I've been well supported, since I was a junior, and I'm very grateful to them, yeah.
And long may that continue.
Yeah, thank you.
The Midland Masters, you obviously started the day as the bookie's favourite, because of your knowledge of the green. Do you think you put any real pressure onto it? Everybody's expecting you to win.
There may have been. I think I knew everyone was thinking I was favourite. I think the only pressure I could have put on it could have been from myself, to think too much about it. I didn't think too much about it. I knew I got the knowledge about the greens, but I just had to cope with the conditions on the day the best that I could and do my best. I remember when we played the All England there, I nearly went out first game to Mick Ledwidge, so I knew how close it was going to be. You can't take anything for granted. I wasn't going to listen to anyone else. Just try and focus on what you can do, bowl every bowl, and hopefully it comes good.
Yeah, I mean, when you qualified, you must have been quite pleased to know where the finals were.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have it easy though. I mean, a few tough games along the way, didn't you?
Yes.
I mean, what was your hardest, you say? You had a real struggle with Nick Newey, I remember.
Yeah, Nick's was probably the hardest in terms of how the score finished. I think it was 21-19 in the end, 19 across for the last end to play. Chris Ward again. Both these players, Chris Ward and Nick, I was probably almost counting. I know it's not on the card, but I was probably counting more than 21 in both those games. But they pulled out bowls from nowhere. Christie corner to corner beat it, stopping me from getting game a few ends before, and pulled out a wood out of nowhere. and on such a fast green. It was a brilliant bowl.
Yeah.
The one I remember, he beat 2 bowls.
Yeah.
And Nick the same. I think Nick said himself he's not much of a firer, but on that occasion he struck me off 3 times, you know, and took 3 pairs out, and it was certainly made it hard going. I was really having to work for it, and not forgetting yourself, Mel. You know that it's semi-final. You don't take anything. I was always up, but you can't switch off, can you? You can't switch off.
No, it's a tremendous game, ours was as well. So anyway, well done. Did the pace of the green surprise you on the day when you get there?
Yes, it did. Yeah. I was really surprised by how quick they'd said they'd had to water it. I think a little bit, put the watering system on Wednesday, Thursday, leading into the weekend, and it's a good job they did. But yeah, really surprised me how quick it was. I mean, we've played it quick for county games, but not quite that quick for 10 years or more. Must be.
Yeah, I mean, there's been comments about, you know, it's not bowls and counting bowls 10 yards away,
Yeah.
but I mean, everybody has to play every surface, and it's a tremendous ability and challenge to play greens like that.
That's right.
Isn't it, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I'd like to play on those every day
All the time, no.
I must admit that. I mean, the disappointing thing, as you said earlier, was the fact that the final was played in semi-darkness.
That's
isn't it?
right, yeah.
You know, which is a shame for a major event. And at the start of the day, I think there was 5 people who failed to turn up. Now, if they'd have all been there, who got scratched out, there could have been a real problem in completing the game, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there could have been,
You know. It's been a good few weeks for you. I gather you've become a father as well?
Yes. We had Emily Hope 7 weeks ago, and she's just fantastic. Best thing that's happened to us. Marie, my wife, is probably at home listening to this now. Just I'd like to say hi. It was something fantastic when she arrived. I was there all throughout the birth. It was quite a tiring. That was a tiring 24 hours. That probably took a little bit more out of me than the game of bowls does. But it was fantastic when she arrived, and she's been a bundle of joy ever since. You know, she's superb. Just to come home to, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I had a look at her at the Midland Masters, and she's a doll. She's beautiful.
My only disappointment was that she couldn't have had it on the day of the Midland Masters. And I might as well have gone a game further on that if he'd been up all night. So
let's hope she's a budding bowler, eh?
Yes, it might be. Yeah.
Anyway, Steve, it's a pleasure to having you popping in to see us. It's been a long day for you. And I think you probably want to go home and put the baby to bed now. I think.
Yes, yeah.
But we've got to say, congratulations on your achievement within the Midland Masters. Well deserved on the day. I said at the time you were the best player on the day, and the best player always wins at the end of the day.
Thank you very much.
There's a message on here as well. Someone saying, have you enjoyed playing in the Warwick Worcester League for King George?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it's been great. I've had 3 years there now. I followed my colleague Paul Lamb. He's had 5 years there, but love playing Warwick and Worcester. It's a new challenge, you know, getting used to the greens, playing new greens. You know, it's a lot more competitive compared to what the Saturday Bowls has become in the North Midlands, and it's the game is, in terms of its enthusiasm, has dwindled for a number of years gone by now, and I hung on as long as I could, but I decided to make the move 3 years ago, and I've enjoyed it. A great club, King George V. All the lads are brilliant. Unfortunately, we played them today in the.
Did you win
against
we
beat them? Yeah. So.
Did you win?
I didn't know. No, they'll be expecting to say, Andrew Gibb beat me 21-20.
Okay.
But I managed to do enough for us to win the game in the end. So I was pleased about that.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, Steve. And I think you can get off now. I don't know. I gather you got a car load with you.
I've got a car load. Yeah.
Where are they?
I think they've gone for a walk to find some food or something. That's Paul Lamb, Dave Burdett, and Carol Bird. So I'll be trying to find them now.
Yeah,
hopefully I can chase them down.
Well, thanks for joining us, Steve. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Okay, man.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.